For as long as humanity has looked up at the night sky, we've had a steady companion. But no matter where you stand on Earth or what century you live in, we only ever see one exact half of that glowing sphere. The features never turn away. The hemisphere facing away from us was completely hidden. No human knew what the far side looked like until a Soviet space probe finally snapped a picture of it in 1959. This happens because of a highly specific orbital rhythm. The Moon takes about 27 days to complete one full rotation on its axis, and it takes exactly the same amount of time to travel in a complete circle around the Earth. Because its spin rate syncs up perfectly with its orbital speed, the Moon's day is exactly as long as its year, forcing the exact same face to permanently point inward toward our planet. This perfect synchronization is the result of a deliberate universal physical mechanism. If we rewind about 4 billion years to the formation of the Earth-Moon system, things looked very different. In this early period, the Moon was rotating rapidly, completely out of sync with its orbit around the Earth. Over those millions of miles, Earth's immense gravitational pull was constantly tugging at the rocks and magma of our new satellite. Gravity pulls harder on closer objects. This unequal pulling stretched the Moon into a slight oval pointing toward Earth, creating a tidal bulge. But because the early Moon spun so fast, this bulge was constantly dragged ahead of its direct alignment with Earth. The young Moon was a warped mass, caught in a violent gravitational tug-of-war. With the bulge rotated slightly forward, Earth's gravity pulled backward on it. This created torque, a twisting force constantly fighting the Moon's rapid spin. All that flexing and squishing of the Moon's solid rock generated intense internal friction and heat deep within its mantle. That physical friction acted as a massive invisible brake, slowly bleeding away the Moon's rotational energy. This chart tracks the Earth-Moon distance over a multi-billion-year timeline. As the Moon's rotation slowed down, it was forced to gradually drift further and further away from Earth to conserve the total angular momentum in the system. This braking process continued for millions of years, stopping only when the spin finally slowed enough to match the orbit, allowing the bulge to settle permanently toward Earth. Tidal locking is the inevitable exhaustion of a celestial body's momentum through millions of years of gravitational friction. Still, from our earthly perspective, this orbital lock isn't perfectly frozen in place. The Moon's path around Earth is an ellipse, meaning its orbital speed varies. It travels faster closer to our planet and slows down moving away. While orbital speed changes, its rotational speed stays constant. This mismatch creates a slight optical rocking motion called libration. Because the Moon tilts and wobbles as it circles us, we actually get to peek around its edges. Over time, this lets us see about 59% of the lunar surface, rather than a strict 50%. The mechanics of gravity allow for tiny, dynamic imperfections, proving that orbital relationships are fluidly balancing forces, rather than rigid mechanical tracks. If we zoom out from our own night sky, we see this exact same physics playing out across the wider solar system. Given enough time, any imperfectly spherical satellite orbiting a larger central body will lose its rotational energy and lock into place. The massive gravity of gas giants makes this process happen incredibly fast. Jupiter's largest moons surrendered their independent rotation long ago. The extreme conclusion of this process sits at the edge of the solar system. The dwarf planet Pluto and its largest moon, Charon, are relatively close in mass. Because their gravity pulls so heavily, they are mutually tidally locked. The exact same hemispheres permanently face one another in a synchronized cosmic dance. Tidal locking is a fundamental destiny of the cosmos, an inescapable gravitational mechanism actively freezing the faces of worlds across the universe.